Good morning, good morning. Well, I just thought I'd let you see how the weather is today. And the weather is pretty grim. We've had rain, and as I'm speaking now, I can feel spits of rain just falling on me as, we are definitely feeling the winter vibe at the moment. Thick clouds and everything up there. And it is now actually starting to rain. So I think this broadcast is for all those people interested in the cats. There he is, little cheeky chappy. Sheba's just gone past. There he is. He's been a good boy today. How you doing, lovely? How you doing? Oh, he's not interested. Anyway, so there you go. The other one over here. Oh, this is Graham. Hello, Graham. And he's saying hello to you at the moment. Oh, bless him. Look at him. There you go. So there you go. Another cheeky chappy. So let's have a look at the news. So I'm just trying to see where I'm going to sit. I think I'm going to sit in this nice comfy chair here. So you can see my dulcet face. I'm going to warn you now, the news is all a little bit depressing this morning. Just the way that the weather is. There's been quite a bit going on over here in Zakynthos and in Greece. First of all, can I just say thank you for everybody that has commented on the radio broadcast that I did yesterday. For those people who are not aware, I've been getting myself back online playing music. Basically what I do is I record a show here, and then I went down to 34 bar and broadcast it using their internet. Their internet is so much better than ours. Guess what? Their download speed is 40 megabytes. Dream of that. We've got about 10 megabyte download speed here. And their upload, right, get this, is 7.9. So a lot better than mine. And my upload speed here is probably just under a megabyte. So that's the reason why I have to sort of make a show the way I do. A little bit long-winded, but it's the only way that it can get out and obviously be of some good quality. Right then, let's have a look at what's been going on. First of all, the coronavirus stats. Once again, can I just remind people, the more you test, the more you'll find. And it should be death rates that we should be looking at rather than the actual infection rates. However, people are curious as to what's going on here in comparison to other parts of the world. At the moment, we've had 407 new cases, which is a bit of a leap, to be honest. Plus, as well, we've had 4 deaths. 56 of those new cases are from association with people that had already been infected and people who'd come into contact with people that way. 25 of the new cases are from gateways. That means that's from people who either arrived in the country at an airport or come across on the ferries as well. So at the moment, the total amount of cases that we've had in Greece since the pandemic started is 20,947, and the amount of deaths that we've had is 424 deaths since the actual thing has started. Right then, this is quite current with us at the moment. There's 88 people in ICUs across the country at the moment. At the moment, we have a 55-year-old bus driver who's in the ICU. The latest news that we heard about him was that yesterday he was in a critical condition. He was to have been transported to Rio, and as at the moment, there seems to be no change at the moment. He is still in the hospital here in Zakynthos in a critical condition. So obviously hopes that he gets through all of this. He's a 55-year-old man. He does have a heart condition. That was one thing that was revealed yesterday. So we are praying that he is okay. All right. So to his family, whoever they may be, we wish our best. All right. Also, as well, the school bus that he was driving, that bus has also been used for transportation of tourists. The bus has obviously been disinfected, as well as the school that the gentleman was driving students to. And it seems there was 32 students on the bus. They have now all been put into local quarantine here on the island. They have been checked. Although I've got to be honest, when you look at the stats over coronavirus has not yet been contracted by a child anywhere in the world. So it's highly unlikely that the children have picked up any form of virus. But on the whole, the children are being kept in a 14-day quarantine at home, just to be on the safe side. Also, their school as well, their headmaster said yesterday that the school has been disinfected. One thing that he is asking for is that he has more cleaners for his school. At the moment, he only has one cleaner, and for the school being the size that it is, that's quite a job for one cleaner to be able to do. And so he's asking for at least 2 more cleaners to obviously making it easier for him to obviously keep the school quarantined and safe. You've got to remember that across Greece, about 27 schools have been closed because of outbreaks of coronavirus as a precaution, mainly up in the Attica area. So obviously they're following the same procedures here just to be on the safe side. Right, what else has been going on? Well, you may remember yesterday I told you the extraordinary saga of the case of the mayor who was robbed in 2016 of 500,000 euros that he said he was taking to the bank. And then obviously the reason for doing that was because he'd been robbed in his house a couple of weeks before, where he had 300,000 euros stolen, which he had buried in the garden. Anyway, the trial has been continuing at the moment, or shall I say more information from the trial has come out, and basically it's getting very, very, shall we say, interesting. At the moment, there is an appeal trial going on in the second court. The 2 guys that were convicted of attacking the mayor and stealing the money, plus also stealing a further another person. They're obviously disputing the case, and it's quite interesting reading what their defence team has been putting up. They're obviously trying to get their sentences of 20 and 21 years squashed. One of the robbers was actually a former policeman as well, and I know the local police are very embarrassed by that as well. Well, anyway, in court, it seems more has come out from the trial that's been going on. They're actually trying to say that it wasn't 500,000 euros that was stolen. That was the first thing, that the money had been exaggerated. And the reason that it had been exaggerated was because the mayor was trying to make himself look like the savior of the island, and basically had used the incident to basically, as part of his political campaign, to get elected to mayor here on the island. And his defence seemed that he'd I'm going to use this word, instrumentalised the situation, actually had exaggerated the amount of money that had been stolen as to basically gain sympathy with the voters of Zakynthos and obviously get himself elected the mayor of the island. It then obviously got rather nasty as well in the cross-examination. They then started to question his mental state. They also asked whether he'd actually been hospitalised for having a mental condition. They also said that they brought into question his military service as well. So it seemed to be getting very, very intense cross-examination. Not too much has come out, obviously, because there's still an ongoing trial going on, and the trial is to continue at a later date this month. And basically, we're just going to keep an eye on what's going on, all right? But anyway, so there you go. You couldn't have written this down. Anyway, going to get a little bit more serious now. The big national story at the moment is that the Greek courts have found that Golden Dawn is guilty of being a criminal organisation. Now, there's been a big trial been going on about Golden Dawn, and those people who are not aware what Golden Dawn is basically the fascist political party of Greece. They came to notoriety around about 2012, 2013, when they could have technically taken power of the country in a very contested general election. They had at one point 22 MPs sitting in the Greek parliament. However, they lost all the seats that they had in 2019, where they were down to about 19 seats, and they lost those. They are a particularly nasty piece of work. They have Nazi regalia. They also have very, very right-wing views. And at a while, they seem to have quite an influence of power, but also on their other dark side, they were involved in football hooliganism. They've been involved in crime. They've been involved in a lot of things. And as the Greek court said, they used the veneer of politics to cloak their other activities. Well, anyway, they've now been found guilty of being an illegal organisation. And yes, we do have a chapter of them here on the island. And I've had a few dealings with them in the past, but I won't go into that. And we're still to wait and see what the fallout is going to be for those guys after the ruling of this case. They did actually put a very nasty impression of Greece on a lot of people. Some people have probably never ever heard of them, and as far as they're concerned, it never ever affected their lives. But trust me, they were or are very nasty people, and the ideology that they have is all. We've also had, not here on Zakynthos, but over in Athens, there's been attacks on the Jewish cemetery, which is on the outskirts of Athens. That was desecrated a few days ago. And when you think about this island and its history of understanding and openness, in the fact that it saved its entire Jewish community from the Nazis in the 1940s, I think these guys are getting their day in court at the moment. And yeah. And that's the sort of behaviour that we don't want to see here on the island. And this island has a very good reputation when it comes to justice for the underdog in some respects. Okay, for the Jews here during the 1940s that were all saved and put into hiding. No Jew here was murdered by the Nazis because of the actions of the islanders here. So there you go, Golden Dawn. You've had your day in court. And we will see how things transpire. Also, as well, literally, as I was putting the news together this morning, breaking news for people who probably are not aware of this guy, but a MP by the name of Stavros Kontonis. I knew him quite well. He was a bit of a golden boy here on the island. He was the SYRIZA MP. He also had a lot to do with fighting the corruption here on the island, and he had certain mayors, not going to say their names, in and out of court all the time over lots of stuff that was going on. Well, he has now resigned from the SYRIZA party's Central Committee. He says as an opposition party, it was not fulfilling its role, and he wasn't happy with some of the internal wrangling that had been going on within the former Prime Minister Alex Tsipras' party, which he had created with Varoufakis. So having him step down, he originally started off as the MP here, and he ended up becoming the Justice Minister for Greece. So that's a very, very important job, and he has now resigned from the Central Committee of the SYRIZA party. I don't think he's actually resigned from the party itself. That hasn't been made absolutely clear, but he's certainly resigned from the Central Committee. So anyway, we'll keep an eye on him and see how he also gets on. Anyway, here he is, little Herbert, coming for a look as well. Right, so that's it from me in the way of the news of today. Yeah, it was a bit gloomy, a little bit, you know, a bit intense, but I hope you don't mind that. Thank you for all the comments referencing news as well that people have been putting online. I'm just going to have a look and see who's tuning in at the moment. My tablet's running a little bit slow. Could it be because of the weather? I ask myself. I'll tell you who's tuning in at the moment. Hillary Rogers is tuning in at the moment. Nice to have you with us. Barry in Essex is also tuning in. Kevin Bell is tuning in as well. Adele Woodhouse, you're also tuning in as well. Ronald Woods from Spain is also tuning in. Nice to have you looking in, mate. Hillary Rogers says ours is 47. 47 megabytes. That must be the download she's talking about. And she lives in Pigadaccia, which is not far from us. That's just literally up the road from... Oh, no, they're up the north end of the island. So you've got 47 download. What's your upload speed like, my lovely? I'd love to know. A big shout out to Lindsay Lamb. Nice to have you looking in. Also as well, Susie Angus looking in as well. Patrina Hills looking in. Farron, I can't say this. Francisca Buralesi is looking in. I don't know where you're from, my lovely, but I shall check you out at some point. Maria Bailey, Andy Johnson, Stephen Hodgson, Billy Hester. Hello, Billy. How you doing? Emma Murrock, she's over there in the UK. Thank you, my darling, for your comments as well. Also from Cyprus, the concert crew are looking in as well. Nice to have you here. Brett Wilson is also looking in. Emma Marku is looking in as well. Nice to have you here. Philip Ellis, Shane Bowen, Steve Hodgson. He's the one over in Cyprus. Nice to have you here as well. Yeah, not that Sid James. If he was tuning in, I'd be in touch with heaven at the moment. But Sid Jane says, morning from Stockton-on-Tees. Nice to have you with us. Diane Kemp as well, tuning in as well. Nice for you to be tuning in as well. Right, so what is the plans for today? Well, as you can see, it's a pretty miserable day today. Regards the show, what I've decided to do is this. I'm going to do a broadcast of the show every Wednesday and every Friday. So that means that I will produce a show here at the house on the Tuesday, which will then be broadcast on the Wednesday. And then I will then make another show on the Thursday. That'll be rebroadcast on a Friday, again from 34 Bar down in Zakynthos town. Can I just say thank you to Socrates, also to George. Thank you for allowing me to use your internet. And also, if you're ever in Zakynthos town, go and check out 34 Bar. Incredible. They've been open a number of years now. Really nice place. It's a kind of a bit of a hub, all right, for the youth as well as the professional class here on the island. Good coffee, great food from Mama in the kitchen, and all at a very, very affordable price. Probably one of the cheapest places in town to go and get a coffee, go and get something to eat. I recommend their bit of everything plate, all right? Only €5, and you can't go wrong. So once again, I'll be rebroadcasting the show from there. Once again, if you've got any requests or anything you'd like to hear in the show, pop it down below in the comments below this broadcast. I will stick it in. Once again, just to remind you that this broadcast does go up onto YouTube later tonight. So I'll have made the show by then. So get your comments in when it's up on Facebook. And the reason it's up on YouTube, it's just because it's easier and quicker for me to cross-reference and scroll down, find a show just to cross-reference what I said without having to scroll all the way down Facebook. Anyway, I got a couple of other people saying hello. David Lowry, nice to have you tuning in as well. And I think that's it, David Lowry. And also Vic and Terry down there in Kalamaki. Their house is up for sale on my Facebook page. I've just put it up there as a by the by. A lot of people commenting how beautiful it is, and if they had the money, they'd be there like a shot. Just to let you know, it's 310,000 sterling, not euros. That is the price, 310,000 sterling, not euros. But when you look at the exchange rate, there isn't a lot of difference between the two. All right. So I shall amend that for you as well, my darlings. I'm just getting a thumbs up there for that comment, I think. So anyway, that's it from me for today. You have a good day wherever you are in the world or on the island. I'm getting ready now. It looks like it's going to chuck it down. I'm going to start making my radio show soon, within the next couple of hours or so. So once again, any requests, any dedications you want to say to anybody, stick it down below in the comments and I will chuck it into the show. I've got Scoponis, something, other messages are coming up at the bottom. What is that? What was that? Some Cradle to the grave. Okay. Oh, the Scar phones. Cradle to the grave. Looks like people are wanting a bit of Scar this morning. Oh, and can I also say, I'm babbling on here now. Can I also say a big hello to the nursing home over there in Margate, Green Gables. Can I say to Susan Neal, thank you once again. I had a little chat with Susan last night. We are going to try and put a show together for all you guys over there. We just got to sort out the logistics of it. Once again, thank you for everything you've done. I'm not sure what happened with my mum at the hospital yesterday, but obviously I'll try and find out today. And once again, thank you. And hello, Mum, if you're not already tuning in. Anyway, got to go. Heather Flynn is watching as well. Steve Hodgson in Cyprus. Nice to see you there as well. But anyway, I've got to go. I'm babbling. All right. So I'll see you again soon. You take care. Have a great day.